morning, everyone. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday. It's a beautiful day out, so yeah, we'll all want to go outside at some point, I'd imagine. So today, I actually thought of this yesterday because I was listening to a podcast. I often start my day with a little, I have a couple of podcasts I'll listen to that are just sort of positivity, thoughts for the day, that sort of thing. And yesterday, the one I was listening to started out by saying, it said, some of you are maybe at the breaking point, the point of throwing in the towel, of giving up on whatever it is you've been working on. Maybe you've been feeling like everything is harder than it ought to be right now, or that you can't handle whatever extra tasks you've got going on, or the new responsibility you've taken, or maybe you've been working at the same job forever and it's just getting to that point. Maybe you just feel like you have nothing to offer, that you've been doing the same routine day in and day out for so long that what's the point of it? And so it's basically started by saying, if you're at that point, then, I want this to be a sign that you need to keep going, that this is your sign to not throw in the towel, I guess, to keep on going. This is your reminder, it said, that you matter, that you, individual you, are so important to the world around you, that you come with a set of experiences, of thoughts, of ideas, of skills, of inspirations that only you in the entire history of the world will ever have had, will ever be able to offer to the world around you. So even if you feel like you're up against a solid brick wall hammering away and nothing's happening, or even if you feel like you've been doing the same things day in and day out forever, keep going, because you need to keep remembering and recognizing that you, your individual self, matters. What you do in this world matters. And while this was just sort of a self-help positivity boost affirming podcast, it really resonates with what we read as Christians in the scriptures. And it actually reminded me of Kath's podcast, Kath's devotion the other day, when she spoke of this image of a jigsaw, of our life being like a jigsaw puzzle, with none of us really knowing which puzzle pieces fit together at what point in time, but having to rely on God to see the overall picture. And I wonder if perhaps we can expand that image to see the entire world, the entire universe, as this one giant jigsaw, and each one of us, each element in this creation as a piece, a particular individual unique piece that may be very, very small and very, very detailed, but one that is still so important. Because if you've ever done a jigsaw and you've had a piece missing at the very end of it, you know how important one individual piece can be to the overall picture. There's actually a song. One of my favorite movies as a child was The Prince of Egypt, which is a cartoon, but it's about Moses. Moses growing up and eventually fleeing into the desert after he unfortunately kills someone, and then eventually seeing the burning bush and coming back to free his people from Egypt. And the song takes place when he first enters into the desert, when he's running from Egypt, and he meets this group of nomads, and the man who will eventually become his father-in-law, and they take him in, and they offer him hospitality, and he basically says, I have nothing I can offer you right now. Why are you doing this for me? I'm like the lowest of the low at this point. And the father-in-law responds with this wonderful song. I'd encourage you to look it up because it's very catchy. And the words are very significant. So he says, he sings, a single thread in a tapestry, though its color brightly shines, can never see its purpose in the pattern of the grand design. And the stone that sits on the very top of the mountain's mighty face, does it think it's more important than the stones that form the base? So how can you see what your life is worth or where your value lies? You must look at your life through heaven's eyes. The Bible tells us similar things. It tells us that we are a temple built up with Christ as our cornerstone, that we are the body of Christ, each unique parts and abilities with Christ as our head, that each one of us plays an essential part in this community, this global community that stretches across time and space. And while it's perhaps something that we've heard before, that we're, familiar with, perhaps it's also something that we need to be reminded of again and again, that each one of us is essential, that we each have something unique and wonderful to share with the world around us, even if it seems dull and ordinary to us at the time, that our lives, your life, is a beautiful part of God's creation. And so my simple, reminder this week is that if you're searching for a sign of whether or not you should keep going, or whether you should take on that extra responsibility, or whether you should look at, maybe trying to offer something that you're concerned you might not be ready to offer, like volunteering to do some of these devotions, then maybe this is a sign that, try it out and see how it goes. Know that what you can offer is valued. And so perhaps today, think of some of those ways that your life has been blessed in those unique and amazing ways by God. Offer a prayer of thanks to God for your unique and amazing life. And perhaps think of a way that you can then share some of that those wonderful experiences, those wonderful abilities with those around you. And yeah, that's what we have. So take care, and I will see you soon.